if you are a fan of our man in Japan, our man in Italy, James Bay, and now our man in India, is our man in India only 3 episodes? Because I was shocked to actually just find 3 episodes rather than actually, I expected 6 or 7 or 8, and our man in India seems to be 3 episodes. I don't know, is it 3? Is it meant to be 3, or are there any more episodes? Am I missing something here? I mean, I would really want to see more, because to be honest, of the 3, this is my second favorite. Our man in Japan was, because James was interacting with a culture that he was actually a fan of and he was fascinated with. You could tell that the man was having a great time. He was truly, genuinely interested. Our man initially felt more like James went for a holiday, a fully paid holiday by Amazon, and so he was just chilling. But our man in India now feels more interesting. This is one of the best short, I don't know, documentaries or whatever you call them, that I've seen in a very long time. Yes, we have Nat Geo, we have all those animal shows that have those beautiful white shots, but in terms of color and white shots and just clean pictures, you could pause this show at any point and create a wallpaper. India looks beautiful. I mean, it's captured beautifully. There's an episode, I think it's episode 2, when they are in River Ganga and someone is swimming, and in the background you can see the orange sun, and the orange sun is reflected on the water, and there's someone just swimming in, pops his head up, and then it causes ripples over the orange. Beautiful. When they go to Taj Mahal and there's something that James does that is pretty unique. He goes to a different size of Taj Mahal. I'm looking at those scenes, I'm like, these can actually make a good wallpaper. So our man for India is one of the best episodes I've seen so far. Number one, because James May felt more unrestricted. There was more interaction with the crew and the presenter. It felt like they every now and then broke the fourth wall, which I truly enjoyed. I mean, there's one moment that they go into a cinema and they're looking for an Indian painter, and the Indian painter is on the other side. So James does his monologue, and then they're like, oh, he's supposed to be here. No, he's actually, so he's interacting with the directors and the camera people, and every now and then one particular camera person will switch and you'll see the other camera person. So there was a moment that it felt like you were with them in that particular moment. You are aware. I think it's self-awareness. There's a certain sense of self-awareness in this particular episode that I truly appreciated. So the cinematography is awesome. The shots are fantastic. The direction is unpredictable. But they lay it out, they make it predictable, they make you think that it's going to be predictable. But what they execute is totally different. Especially when they went to this river called, was that episode 2? Episode 2 had a huge impact on me. Because of, number one, the shots, and just learning about India and their culture and their gods, and how I was looking at some scenes with some young people, because when you talk of religion, you'd expect the older generation to be more in tune with it rather than the younger generation. But I was shocked when they went to this river and they had this night event, and you could actually see just how some of the young people were dedicated to their religion, and learning about all the gods. That was pretty fascinating. Episode 3, I think for me again, it goes back to just fantastic shots. I don't know what they did different, and I also saw this in the latest. I also saw this in the latest Grand Tour episode, the one that came out on February 16th. The shots are magnificent. I mean, they've always been, but in this case, there's just something different. They're paying more attention to atmospheric shots. Where you can just pause and just. If you have one of those big screens, if you have like Apple Vision Pro, and you just watch that, it's magnificent. So yeah, our man in India, for the 3 episodes that they have, is fantastic. I think it's only 50 minutes each episode, but it's perhaps James May in a more. There's a sense of unpredictability about the show that made this feel gave it a sense of authenticity, whereby James May is placed in scenarios that are not, yes, they are scripted, yes, they planned on how they're going to shoot, but there are some things that happen within particular moments that catch him off guard and just add into the entertainment factor about the show. There are moments that James Bay will go like, I will use my camera and find something else. And so he'll go off with a 360 camera and he'll try to find something within maybe a slum. So that was pretty cool. The other thing is, man, if you watch documentaries about India, if you've watched movies about India, if you've learned basically about India, this is fantastic. I got to learn so much more. Like, I didn't know that they have these tumblers made of clay that you can actually just use them to drink tea and throw away. And so they have to create. It's a very interesting economy, man. And this is done in the slums, from where Slumdog Millionaire was actually shot. So you find that these are very interesting small aspects about India that you did not know, from a leather factory in the slums to how that moves and transforms into making proper leather belts, small things like that, where the baseball bats are made, where the cricket bats are made, to where the cricket balls are made. Those small things are the ones that I was like, wow, I'm having a really good time with this is really good. And from then you go back to the festival and what the festival meant for them. There's one with a bonfire and they have a story behind that, and I'm like, yes, this is, and it's James May actually telling you that, so it adds so much value because he's a very knowledgeable individual and he has a style of delivering his line. So that was pretty fun. So yeah, so if you haven't seen this, give it a try. If you've seen it, what did you like about it? What made you go like, wow, I'm having a good time? Because for me, I would give this a 4.9 out of 5. It was perfect. Apart from that, I don't know if there are more episodes. I would have expected more because India is a very big country. I think he also talks about that India is such a big country. I would have expected him to give us, more episodes. I would have expected him to have actually, because he moves from west to east or east to west, one of the two. He cuts across. He doesn't go from bottom to top because it's such a wide country. So I would have hoped that he would have done, a much longer journey so that we see the full India. Now, my review just touches like 10% of whatever is in this show. Yeah, there is so much in this show that, I'm sorry, I'm blabbering on. It's just that those quiet moments, those easy moments, there are a lot of very, very creative quiet moments, and they come and go like 3 seconds moment, like when James May meets the first person who opened the leather factory in the slum, that conversation, when they meet the painter who painted, and this is the thing about India, they have a cinema that shows movies from old school movies, and the cinema is an old school cinema. It feels from that. They have a painter who paints posters. There's no Photoshop. He actually paints posters, old school style today. That for me was, this is a 4.9, man. I just hope that it would have been longer. This is a 4.9. If you saw the show, what did you think about it? What did you like about it? What did you not like about it? As far as I'm concerned, this was almost perfect, and the length was only the problem. So basically that's it. Remember to always watch what you enjoy and enjoy what you watch. Thanks for watching this. Please subscribe so that I can see you on the next one.